Welcome to UTRGV Radio News. I'm Albert Monroy.
And I'm Hannah Lopez. It is great to be back with you. We hope you had a great winter vacation. Starting off our newscast, UTRGV's probation has finally come to an end. Albert Monroy reports.
UTRGV is off academic probation as of December of 2018 and has its goals set on the future. UTRGV President Guy Bailey says now that probation is over, the university can focus on other things.
Trying to continue to help our students be successful, to increase our student success, to continue to expand our program development, things like that.
A doctorate in philosophy administration, master of education in teacher leadership, and a doctorate in philosophy in clinical psychology are 3 new programs coming to UTRGV this year. Political science sophomore Aime Rico says it's great that students don't have to worry about credit for classes or possibly having to transfer to other universities.
So I think it's great that the university is working towards making it better, especially for us, the students, that at the end of the day, it's for us, our futures.
This is Albert Monroy for UTRGV Radio News. President Donald Trump paid a visit to the Valley this past Thursday. Hannah Lopez was on the scene.
President Donald Trump pays a visit to McAllen on Thursday to discuss and secure funding for the border wall. As the partial government shutdown continues, President Trump is asking for $5.7 billion to fund the border wall. We spoke with Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick in regards to the crisis along the border. This is what he had to say.
The crime, the drugs, and the economic cost to our education and healthcare system, and then the humanitarian crisis of the people who die coming across the border because we don't have a legal immigration system to allow them to come in. This is a real crisis, and the
Lieutenant Governor Patrick says about 300,000 immigrants were apprehended in the state of Texas, with half of those numbers being between Brownsville and Falcon Lake. Hundreds of protesters gathered around McCreary Aviation for the arrival of Air Force One. UTRGV Radio spoke with the community organizer for the Hidalgo County, Amanda Salas, who is against the building of the border wall.
We are absolutely not in favor of a wall. We know that it's not only going to ruin our ecosystem and the environment down there, but we know it's also an attack on our culture, and it's a division between our sister country down south that we have excellent relationships with. He's portraying the border as a very unsafe place, but as we all know, we've grown up down here. This is not a war zone. Our home is not a war zone.
On the other end, Trump supporter Mayra Hinojosa Cantu says the need for this border is necessary.
It's something that if you build a wall, it creates funnels so that the traffic can be directed in one direction. So we're trying to find the bundles of drugs that are coming across, the pedophiles, the cop killers. To me, it's a tool that will be productive for our Border Patrol agents to complete their job.
Lieutenant Governor Patrick also mentions that 54.5 miles of border fence is waiting to be installed. However, 128 miles of the border fence is still needed to secure the Rio Grande Valley area. This was Hannah Lopez for UTRGV Radio News. The government shutdown is still in effect. Jerry Galindo tells us more.
Since midnight on December 22nd of last year, the United States government has been partially shut down. Being only a few days away from breaking the record of it being one of the longest partial shutdowns in history may mean it could affect students and their form of federal aid, like food stamps, in the long run. Local government FAR media specialist Jennifer Galindo expresses her understanding and effects of the shutdown.
So I know when the government is shut down, they do shut down, national parks, and, they won't be able to access that. And it's just instances like that where I don't think people really know the severity of it all until they, are in a situation where they're affected by it. And then, it becomes more real to them.
While some like Ms. Galindo are being patient during this situation, some like political scientist Joe Fuentes from Texas A&M Kingsville says that students should have a more active approach and reach out to their political leaders.
The civil rights, I think you've heard of those. I think everybody's heard of the civil rights movements in the era. Those were not started by 40-year-olds, 50-year-olds. Yeah, the voice of it, the face of it was Martin Luther King, but most of the marches, most of the sit-ins, the ride protests of public transportation, people who you saw being attacked by dogs and fire hoses and being beat up by cops, those were students, but students have done a lot and have started and finished some of the most important movements and iconic movements in our country. So do you have a voice? Yes. The only problem is most students don't use them.
A business major for the University of Texas at Rio Grande Valley, Brian Castellanos, says he sees the importance of this issue as a student.
I don't think it's a problem of vocal. I just think that the people in the higher-ups don't listen regardless of what you do. There are many people that resort to petitioning and things like that, and their voices aren't heard.
Whatever the case may be, you can count on universities and the general population at large around the nation being more interested in United States politics more than ever. This is Jerry Galindo for UTRGV Radio.
UTRGV men's basketball faced SCU this past Thursday. Jerry Galindo reports.
Vaquero basketball faced the CSU Bakersfield Roadrunners on Thursday, January 12th at the UTRGV Fieldhouse. The final score was 75-69, with CSU taking the win. UTRGV fell to 9-9 on the season. Coach Lou Hill goes in depth on the team's performance tonight.
I want to give Bakersfield a lot of credit. They just really came in and out-toughed us tonight, out-nastied us tonight. And I hate to say that because that's what we're supposed to do and that's what we're supposed to be about.
The Vaqueros were neck and neck with CSU until midway in the first half. The Roadrunners sped up the pace with fast breaks that led to free throws. The Vaqueros found themselves in a 10-point deficit at the half, 21-31. After halftime, CSU picked up where it left off. UTRGV was down 15 most of the half. However, the Vaqueros had a late-game surge. They were down by 6 points with a minute and a half left. They cut the lead to 5 with 10 seconds left. Coach Hill gives further comments on the late-game comeback.
They decided I just challenged them, and they took the challenge, and they know we never quit, and they just fought back, and that's who we are. But for some reason, we didn't have it early. So that's my responsibility to get them to bring that out early.
The Roadrunners answered. However, they were led by Justin Eller-Davis, scoring a game-high 19 points off 55% shooting. Terry Wynn III led UTRGV with 16 points and 8 rebounds. Javon Levi added 15 points and 7 assists. The Vaqueros' next game is scheduled for Thursday, January 17th against Utah Valley at the UCCU Center. For full schedules and updates, visit goutrgv.com. I'm Jerry Galindo for UTRGV Radio Sports.
And now for this week's weather, courtesy of weather.gov. Cloudy and cool conditions will continue through Wednesday morning with showers likely. Rain chances will taper off throughout the day on Wednesday. A warming trend with mostly cloudy skies will be expected for late in the work week ahead of the next cold front on Saturday. This front will lead to breezy northerly winds and a slight chance for showers on Saturday. Much cooler air arrives behind the front into Sunday and Monday of next week. Hannah?
If you have a story idea, contact us at radio@utrgv.edu.
From all of us here at UTRGV Radio News, thank you for listening.